Yes. I'm Ruth Shiraki, and I was born on December 23rd, 1929, in Oakland, California.
And Jean, you could tell us the same?
I was born in Alameda, California. Actually, we lived in Oakland, but Mom went to a hospital called Alameda Sanitarium in Alameda, and that was June 16th, 1938.
So, but what about your mother? What was she like?
She was caring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hardworking?
hardworking.
I used to think of her as the glue and kindness of the family.
The nursery wasn't established, and in fact, she helped out too. Cutting the flowers, because that's what they sold, was cut flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember her in the lath house where she, cut them down to size and got them ready to deliver to the florist.
I really think that Grandma had a lot to do with assisting him, and getting to get started, because there were a lot of people in the nursery business, and he was always a person who had good ideas, I think, and put them into action and wanted to work and support his family. So they started in Alameda.
Yeah, see, that was before my time. Oh, yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
He had a basket, as I recall, on his bike, two-wheel bike, one of the old two-wheel bikes. And he delivered the flowers, riding the bike, delivering those flowers to the florist.
So tell me about growing up there in Oakland on that nursery. What do you remember about your house, for instance?
Yeah, I'll come right out and say it was a shack.
Could you walk us through it? What would it be like, or what would it look like if we walked through the front door?
Well, there was this little section before you stepped up to the main part of the house. So it was like, what is it?
Like a porch, or?
An entryway?
Yeah, it's the entryway. And there were several steps, and you go up, and then you come to the kitchen part. And then adjoining it was the bedroom. And the outhouse, we had outhouse outside, but it flushed.
Oh, there was running water.
Running water.
Oh, okay. What happened to the nursery and the property when you guys went to camp?
I gotta think now. Well, it had to be given up.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened is that when Mom and Dad got together and were courting, Dad had his own landscaping business, because that's the training he had. He was at Davis. It was landscape, being trained as a landscape architect, and he had his own business, and it was Depression time, and people weren't always paying their bills, and it was disheartening. And at that time, he was courting Mom around 1935, 1936. They got married in 37. In around 1937, the superintendent of Parks and Recreation saw him working at a site, and he must have been impressed because he approached Daddy and said, "Why don't you come to Parks and Rec?" And so Dad took the exam, and he became the first Asian American to pass civil service for Parks and Rec. Mom was the first to pass civil service in 1929 as a woman, Asian American. And so he worked at the Chabot Golf Course prior to World War II. And then when he came back, and as a result of that, in camp, he worked outside of Topaz in Hinckley and worked on the agricultural project with George McCollum. And he became very good friends with the McCollums, and that was prior to him volunteering for the service for the all-Japanese unit, 442. But for him to get a permit to go outside, he got letters of recommendation that he was highly qualified, thought so well of in Oakland from his bosses in Oakland. So that was a good thing. And then after the war, he returned and got full credit for his time in service, and he went to school, and he took exams and became first a area supervisor, and later he became a supervisor of the whole section of Roberts area, Lakeshore, the whole section of maybe, I don't know how many supervisors there were, but he was one of the important ones because that Lakeside area and Roberts area and that whole area. And then eventually he settled at he got tired of chasing people down who were hiding in the bushes, doing stuff, not working. Anyway, that's some of the, didn't he tell you that story? He gets so upset. Yeah, at least at that time he wasn't as happy. So he ended up working at the Rose Garden. And the Rose Garden, during his tenure there, that place became a world-renowned and honored rose garden in the world. He became, during that time, president of the Bay Area Rose Society. He later was named to a national committee in which he was one of the 5 people who would register roses worldwide, and he became chairman of that committee. And so when he would go all over the world for roses, Japan, Israel, he had tea with the Queen Mother.
Wow.
Whoa. He played golf at St. Andrews in Scotland. I mean, he had a delightful time and met people in Japan in his capacity as the rose expert. He created a new rose which was called Pride of Oakland, and it now adorns that Oakland Parks, the Rose Garden. Yeah, the whole section is Pride of Oakland. And then, Dad really followed through with the tradition of horticulture, and so we're very, very proud of him. He was even one year named Man of the Year of Oakland. Oh, 81st Avenue. It was just a miracle, that place.
Yeah.
And it was the first house where Ruth lived for a while. I mean, that place was truly amazing. What he did in that small little yard was just amazing. And he even gave each one of us a little portion of the yard. I remember nasturtiums. And remember those snappy things where they pop?
Yeah. I like those too.
And he shared the yard with my sister. I think she had like 40
Guinea pigs.
Skinny pigs running around and propagating. Boy, did she learn about the facts of life.
And reproduction for sure. Oh wow.
But what he did there, he was doing, he was working at Lake Shore, and then he did these beautiful fuchsias and chrysanthemums. And one year, it was truly amazing. He had this chrysanthemums in cascades where they were just like this coming down, and it was just truly amazing. He just had them like, oh, I mean, it was like, they used to have those floral shows, at the auditorium. Well, our yard was a big floral show. It was really amazing.
Well, then,
I really think they were courageous. I think they had a spirit of wonder and adventure and a positiveness to follow through, a willingness to endure a lot of hardships. And I think they put that positive twist on what was going on, and I think they're admirable people. And I really think that the nursery business and the growing of flowers added a lot to the, I think it was a wonderful contribution of the Japanese Americans to take that area, which takes a lot of work, and to do it proudly and beautifully. And I'm very proud of being a grandchild and of that heritage.